Hello and welcome back to Persona 3 Reload. It has been a while since the previous episode, and the long story short is at the end of the previous episode I said I was going to go and do some grinding in order to prepare for the boss fight we're going to do in this episode. However, the amount of time that I had to grind did not really equal the amount of time I needed to spend. So, thanks to some people online, I now have a save file which is pre-ground, as in it has everything we could possibly need. Every single thing that could be ground for is ground. Now, usually that would make most fights trivial. However, the Elizabeth fight is something quite different, because the Elizabeth fight is not really about your stats. Your stats aren't really the problem in the Elizabeth fight. The Elizabeth fight is about doing things in the correct order. If you don't do the things in the correct order, you lose. And there's just an instant kill move and it will kill you. So, we're going to try and do things in the correct order. Hopefully. We'll see what I can do. Now, part of that is also that we're going to have to keep track of our HP as best we can. It's not the easiest task, but we'll see. Also, yes, there is a character who shouldn't be here. I don't know how they got them in the save file. I'm going to ignore that. I'm also going to ignore anything that looks weird in the save file, like anything that doesn't have an English translation. Because I know that some things are actually obtainable and other ones I'm like, did they just modify the save? I'm not sure. Anyway, the file's good enough for what we need it to do. So, let's jump to the Elizabeth fight, and then, well, we can find out whether we can beat it. Now, to be truly transparent, my test runs have not gone well. My test runs have failed miserably. I think that would be the term. I made it to phase 3 on my test runs, but I haven't quite made it past, and I think I've discovered what's been going wrong. So, what I've done is I've equipped these Shoes of Bane, which will hopefully allow us to survive an instant kill move, and then we have other things that will then allow us to come back after being killed, which should mean that the instant kill that she does doesn't kill us. But you can see what I mean. Anyway, let's proceed onward. This is probably the location Elizabeth referred to in her request. Beyond this point lies the ultimate adversary. Also, if at any point in the fight we're like, this is unwinnable, or we're dead, I'm just going to restart the fight and we're going to go and we're going to do this as many times as we need to. If it takes a lot of times, we're probably going to do a montage. But I'm kind of hoping we don't need to. But let's face the ultimate adversary.
I've been waiting for you. The adversary I'd like you to defeat is currently standing before you. Yes, to put it simply, I am referring to myself. I have always longed to understand who I am. My master understands this desire of mine, as do you, I'm sure. Those who set foot in the Velvet Room are all destined to embark on a journey of self-discovery. Perhaps you could guide me to the answer I seek. Would you do me the honor of engaging me in battle?
Of course.
You have my thanks. Now, shall we dance?
Who is that? Is it just me? Or does it seem like she wants to fight? What? Her power readings, they're off the charts. Who is she?
Okay, so it is us versus Elizabeth. Now, the Elizabeth fight has 3 phases. The first phase is from 20,000 HP to 13,000 HP. What this phase is this is basically her swapping between several different personas in a set pattern and using 2 moves each turn. These moves aren't necessarily set in stone, but they'll generally be the same thing each turn. So, That's what she's going to do over and over and over again. If you nullify or drain any move, she will instantly kill you. It's not that type of fight. You can resist, but you can't nullify or drain. So, that's the first thing that we need to know. The second thing is that there is a set order, and she will almost always go through the set order. I was going to say always, but I have read online, I've never seen it happen, that she can sometimes just randomly reset back to the start. So there is a chance that she resets back to the first persona, but generally she will follow in a line. So, from my notes, we've got Cert, followed by Jack Frost, followed by Thor, followed by Cuchulainn, followed by, I think it's Metatron, then Alice, Nebrios, and then Masakado. I think that's correct, and then it goes back to Cert at the end. The main things that I was looking out for were Alice, who had Debilitate, which would cause us major issues. We actually don't need to worry about that anymore. She had Die for Me, which we had major issues on. On Alice's turn, we want to use Debilitate because we know that on the next turn for Elizabeth, she's not going to do anything, as in she's just going to buff up. Although we do want to be on a character who isn't going to be able to be charmed, which means that we're going to have to be on our one who has the ability instant heal. As I said, there's a very set way to defeating this fight, and there's not really many ways that you can brute force your way through it. So, that's the plan. We're going to go down to 13,000, at which point we have 3 turns to do 3,000 damage to her. At the end of those 3 turns, if we have not done 3,000 damage to her, she will instant kill us. If we have done 3,000 damage, she will then revert back to 20,000 HP. At which point, we have to get her back down to 10,000. At that point, she's going to start using her most powerful ability on us. Ideally, we want to knock her just a little bit below 10,000 to which will then mean that we can use this ability in here, Armageddon. Because Armageddon does 9999 damage, which, as long as she's below 10,000 HP, will instant kill her. If we mess it up, we're dead. You may notice that that's a theme here, if we mess it up, we're dead. So, that's what we're going to try. Now, my first persona that we're using is Oni. Let me just check her current state. So, we have physical attack and a magic attack up, as in we've got them charged. I'm going to leave Oracle for the chance that we can get a free heal at some point. I'm going to switch ourselves over to Orpheus Telos. And then we're going to use Morningstar, which is pretty much going to be our damaging move for most of this. Let's see how this goes. So big hit.
Oh, no.
That did 790.
I make my living as an elevator attendant, but I know several effective ways to inflict pain.
Okay, so she should be at 19.2, I think. I'm going to try and keep a note of this, but it very, very quickly gets lost.
Don't worry, I'm not as fragile as I look. Try to kill me, if you can.
There is also a very specific amount of health where if you can get her to that amount of health and then do a very specific amount of damage, you will then end up being able to skip her healing. Now, it would be lovely if we could hit that amount of health. I'm not confident enough that we're going to be able to do that. You have to be a little bit more prepared than I am, as in you have to be very prepared with your numbers. Wonderful. So that's pretty good. Now, on this turn, she's going to switch to Jack Frost. Jack Frost can freeze us. So I'm going to switch back to Oni, and I'm going to use this turn to drop in a Concentrate. So what I'm doing here is I'm just buffing our next magic attack, so we're now prepared for the next turn. Also, we're going to end up healing because we have Regenerate, and it will also give us more MP because we have Invigorate. Yeah, we're getting hit by Diamond Dust, which we're expecting. It hurts, it inflicts us with Freeze, however we also have Instant Heal, so we're instantly back. Now, on this turn, we want to avoid switching. We don't want to switch back to using Orpheus in order to do a Morningstar because Thor can inflict Shocked. which isn't actually that bad by itself. The problem with shocked is that on the turn afterwards, Cuchulainn is going to use a physical move, which if we're shocked, will crit us, and that'll cause us actual damage, which obviously we're not okay with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to debilitate here. I think our buffs are about to wear off. I think it might be one turn before our buffs wear off. But yeah, we're going to drop in this stat down on her, just because we have nothing else to do on this turn. And it's useful to have that. So, Thunder Rain from Thor, we expected it. And it misses, fantastic. And then here's a physical move by Thor. Looks like in this case, Thor would have actually hit us with a physical move himself, thereby causing us to, be instantly crit. So cool. Now that I've done this, I believe that my stat buff is about to wear off this turn, right? No, it still says that we have attacking. It still says our defense and agility are up for at least another turn. Okay. In which case, I'm going to switch back here, and I'm going to do Morningstar. Because Orpheus Telos, it has a resistance to all the physical stuff, so we should be fine even if they get a random crit off, I think. I might be wrong here. Also, their attack is down, so, like, should be fine. How much damage is this doing? Second attack. Okay. 18 pretty much on the dot. So 18,000 health left. Charge and Primal Force. Miss. Perfect. Actually wonderful. Okay, so after Cuchulainn, she switches to Metatron to do some light moves. Do I need to rebuff? So her debuffs are falling off. I don't think we need to rebuff. In fact, we haven't needed to rebuff this whole time. Wonder what's causing that. It might be an item we have that I've not quite internalized. Okay. Well, let's switch back to... Do I have anyone else with debilitate? No, I don't. Oh, no, you have debilitate. So you're a little weird. And you don't fix my issue. Really, I was like, oh, you have debilitate. Oh. Yeah, we have it on you. So I could debilitate on this turn, actually, which would be absolutely fine for us. Yeah. Am I already concentrated? No, I'm not concentrated. Let's concentrate first, so when we get an attack turn, we're ready. Okay, Divine Judgment. Ooh, that's a lot of damage, even through resist. Oh, is the Divine Judgment the one that halves your HP? Ow. Okay, that's fine. So this turn, it should be Alice. Now, we're fine with you pretty much doing anything. Our buffs are wearing off this turn. So ideally, we want to rebuff this turn. Yeah. I want to spend this stuff to rebuff this turn, I think. Cool. Her debuffs are gone, which is also fine. Die for me hits, which we block the instant kill of, which is fine. That's allowed, by the way. You're allowed to block the instant kill. You're not allowed to block anything else. Because it was only the instant kill effect which is blocked, not the attack itself. Okay, so now that she's going to use Nebrios. Nebrios means we want to switch to Oni. Do I have concentrate on, right? Yes, okay. So I want to switch to Oni, and the reason I want to switch to Oni is Oni can get rid of Charm in one turn, which Nebrios can apply, and then we're going to cast Ability, which will lower her stats. Wonderful. She uses Racunda, which lowers our defense, which matters not to us. It's not a problem. And Poison Mist. Okay, so she used Poison this time. Same difference, right? It inflicts us with Poison, but we instant heal thanks to instant heal. Now, she's going to use Masakado next. I think we're good to just switch to Orpheus Telos and hit her. Let me double check. Yeah, we're good to just hit her. So I'm going to hit you with Morningstar. Assuming we don't get instant killed by Masakado. Which I think we're fine on. So that's another 1,200. That puts her at 16,800. And then we get hit.
Oh my!
Perfect. Actually, couldn't be better. Okay, just want to check something here. No, I have Regenerate. I don't have Invigorate on that one. So I want to switch back to Oni. And
Who's next?
her stats are going down next turn. Ours are falling off as well. Okay. So we basically need to do the whole lot again. So concentrate. Now, I might be playing this overly cautious. There might be a better way of doing this right now. That's okay. Inferno. Even if it hits, it does basically nothing.
Can you withstand this?
Yeah, that's fine. We want to stay on Oni for this turn because Oni will not be frozen.
I'll go with.
So we're going to use Debilitate. That lowers her stats. If we have a free turn, I might heal. I think we have a free turn next turn. Let's see.
Oh my!
Miss is perfect. Okay. The reason I say we have a free turn is I cannot use... Well, let me just see. Did anyone else got instant heal? I think you're the only one from my memory, but I'm just checking if there's anything I forgot. Nobody else has instant heal. Okay. So we need to stay on Oni, because otherwise we could be shocked. I can only lower her stats, which is going to do nothing on this turn. Might be worth doing anyway. So my two options, I guess that we might have an item that raises our raises all stats. Do I have a raise all stats item? Probably not. Yeah, there is also 99 of every item. This is a very, very, very full save file. It's going to be down here somewhere. Right. Because there are those. This raise attack, raise defense, raise accuracy, evasion, raises one of everything. Empowering Sutra. Yeah, that's the one I'm looking for. Although I kind of feel like I want to eat the potato instead. Wonderful. I've now eaten a potato.
Your fate is in the
That lowers our attack again, which is just annoying, basically. And then Thunder Rain. Missed. Perfect. So we healed a little bit. Now all of our stats are up. Her stats are down. And we have Concentrate on, right? Yes, although our attack stat just got lowered.
What to do?
Okay, let's do 800 damage here with Morningstar. Yeah. Do 800 damage. I think this is 800, right? Yeah. Which puts her down to 1,600. Or, sorry, 16,000. Pretty much. Exactly.
Your fate is in the palm.
This could hurt.
Oh my!
Missed. Perfect. Didn't end up hurting. Now, the next one coming up is Meta. Meta did hurt us quite a lot, but that's okay. Let's have a look at your stats. They're all down. Ours are all up. I need to redo this at some point, but it doesn't really matter if they're down for the next turn. Let's concentrate. We do have a lot of Somas available to us, so I'm not too worried about our MP. Yeah, that's all fine.
Shuffling the deck.
Divine Judgment is half HP, right? Yes, it's half. Okay. Which is fine. And then this is going to do barely anything like it did last time. Right, now we're going to get Alice. So that's our stats are reverted.
What to do?
We now want to buff our stats. Yeah, buff our stats. Cool.
Shuffling the deck.
Die for me. We're nearing the point where we have to pay attention to our health.
Your
And then there's Igon. Yeah, which hits us for basically nothing. Now, we've done Heat Riser. Alice means that we need to switch to Oni. And we need to use this to lower stats. Because we need to be on the one that's able to cure things immediately. Racunda doesn't matter to us because Racunda is only lowering our defense. Defense doesn't matter, only attack does. Evil Smile would instant kill, I think, if you have fear on, but inflicts fear otherwise. But we're cured. Oh no, it's Unwailing Despair or something? Yeah, okay. Do I want to heal this turn? It would probably be safe. I also kind of want to just figure out if I'm going to die from this anyway, in case we end up in a worse situation. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to switch ourselves back over to Orpheus Telos, and I'm going to hit for 1,200, which will then put her at, just working it out in my head before I do it, 14,800. Yeah, okay. I know what we need to do. That puts her at 14,800. So 14,800, we then want to hit her with an unbuffed 800 hit, which will put her down to 1,400. I think we want to do that twice. Yeah, we want to do that twice to put her down to 13,200. Then we want to do a fully buffed one, which will then put her down to 12,000. At which point we only need to do 2,000 damage within 2 turns, which is perfectly reasonable. Especially if we do 800 hits, which we can do, I think. Yeah, I think so. Hit her. Yes, that's 14,800. This might kill us, by the way. I'm fully aware that this might kill us. Oh, that was close. That was very close. Okay, so now it's back to Cert again. We need to heal up. What buffs are on? So her buffs are falling off this turn. Our buffs are already off. Concentrate would be lovely at some point. Let's go in here and let's give ourselves a Soma. Yeah, there we go. A little Soma here. Okay. There's Inferno, which didn't even hit. Then Slash Attack, which did. Wonderful. Keepers. Well, given that we're on Oni, let's use Concentrate, first of all. This is fine.
Your fate is in the past.
Yeah. That's 450, which is still quite a lot, actually.
I'll go with.
Now we're going to lower her stats, which is fine. Now it's Thunder Rain on us. Thunder Rain is going to hit us, might stun us. It did stun us. Although, wait, he might crit. He can crit on this turn, I just realized. Okay, we resisted. It didn't end up critting. Okay, that's fine. I thought when you were shocked, maybe it just raises the chance. That's fine. Now we want to switch back to Orpheus Telos and then Morning Star. Yeah. Which will be put us down at 14, I think, right? It's in 14,000 health. Yeah, pretty much. Lowers our accuracy. Oh, sorry, raises her accuracy. Doesn't matter. This is a wind attack. Wow, I've never seen him do that. Okay. After Kukulane is meta, which is going to lower our health by half. You need to have your stats reduced, and we need to concentrate. Let's concentrate this turn. There's Secunda.
Your fate is in the past.
And then, yeah, didn't end up using the move that halves our HP. I should use Heat Riser rather than Debilitate. The reason I should use Heat Riser is because Orpheus is the only one who has that. That makes sense here. And if I need to lower it on an Oni turn, I can use Debilitate. Okay. So now you use a Dark move. That's fine. So I am now concentrated with a stat up. Yeah, I'm concentrated with a stat up. So I'm going to use Morning Star, which will put us down to 13-2, I think. If I've been counting right. Yeah, so she's lowering my defense, which doesn't matter. Then, oh no! Ooh, Tentarafu, what's that? It's confused. That's horrible because I'm not on a one-turn removal. Alright. Well, this is where we're dead. Maybe. I don't know. We'll roll the dice. In theory, we got a few turns on this. Yeah, so that did kill us. That's pretty bad, because that means one of our reses is gone. Unfortunately. Luckily that healed us, not her. Yeah, one of our reses is gone now. We can't really allow that. So this might be a dead run. We'll see. 13-2. Okay, she blocked it. That's perfectly acceptable. Who are we on? We're on Jack Frost. Alright. Again, this might be a completely dead run. We'll find out together. I would love it if I got control over the character again, so I could make up for my mistakes. Right, Oni. Concentrate. Yeah. Back to this. Then we get Thunder Rain. Did inflict us with shock, but I think this should be... That's going to crit. Okay. It's not the end of the world. We're more worried about it critting on the next turn. Because on this turn, we can always just heal, right? That's an option for us in this turn, is just heal. It's not an option for us on the next turn, because we'd be dead. So that's kind of where we want to end up. Yeah, we'll use another Soma. Might as well do a full heal, because we have them. Right. Charge, that's fine. Followed by Primal Force. Again, if this crits, yeah, it's going to hurt, but it's not the end of the world. So, what are our current states? Her defense is up currently. Our attack is boosted. Her defense up's about to fall off, so I'm going to use Heat Riser on this, or on us. Which is fine. And then I want to lower her stats next turn. So I want to lower her stats now. I don't know what you're about to do to me. Yeah, light attack, perfect. Now we're going to lower her stats, then we're going to hit her. Then we're going to... Then it's basically just roll the dice. Okay, lower her stats. This means the next hit should do the most damage that it can do, which will be 1.2k, I think. That's fine.
Your fate is in the past.
Nice. So now we're gonna hit her with a Morning Star. Let's go. So she goes from 13-2 to...
Oh, no. Magnificent. Your power
12.
is every bit as impressive as I'd hoped. But the curtain has just risen. Show me your best performance.
Oh, is this Nebrios? Did I mess up again? Oh no, I messed up. It's Nebrios. Okay, you used Concentrate. That's fine. That's not the end of the world. I hope I didn't mess up. Okay, so now I think I can Morning Star her. No, now I need to use Oracle. Yeah. So this is going to give us a buff. Whatever buff it gives us is good. Okay, charged up buff. Cool. That'll do. So we're going to hit her. 800, so that puts her on 11,200. Yeah, we knew she was going to do this. This is her instant kill move. As we have one res, huh? Yeah, so this was a failed run, basically. Yeah, so what went wrong there? Masakado did enough damage to kill us. That's what went wrong there. So we'll go through this as quickly as we can. So I'm fully charged. Yep. We're gonna switch to Orpheus Telos, Morningstar. This will put us at 19-2. At least it should. Yeah. Yeah, so this is going to be exactly the same as it was before. Inferno. That's cool. That's a miss. That's a crit. I don't know if I've ever seen us be crit there into not being able to do anything on the next turn. That's incredible. Well, never seen that before. It's not the end of the world. It's just I've never seen that before.
Can I scan on this enemy?
I should scan on this enemy, really. I don't know why.
Here's what I found.
Yeah. It wasn't really what I wanted to do, though. Okay, so our stats are up. We do have a boosted physical one. Something I want to try is, what happens if I switch to you and use Vorpal Blade? How much damage am I doing with Vorpal Blade? Just out of curiosity. 13,000. Oh, okay. That's huge news. Okay, so maybe I should try mixing up the moves here. Puts us at 17.9. Okay, 17.9. Okay, inflicted us with shock. Obviously not great. We could do something with that, though. I think we might be dead, though. Oh no, you used wind. That's okay. This was an experimenting one. Deliberately did that because I was like, I wonder how much damage we do if we do that. And that was 13 without any crit. Huh. Interesting. Wonder if we got anything else that would be better. What else have I got here? I've got Wild Thunder, which is severe. So Morningstar is massive. Is severe bigger than massive? I actually don't know. I also don't know if Rebellion Blade counts as a... Yeah, I don't know if that counts as a... thing. Yeah, as a physical move. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah, okay. The other problem with that is it does hurt us. Anyway, who did we just have? We had Kukulane, so it goes into meta. Okay, so we're going to switch... Well, you would be fine for another turn, actually. Let's try it. Let's just see how much it does. So you are... This is all stats down, no charge. All stats down, no charge. It missed. Well, that's not particularly useful. Or all stats neutral, I should have said, not down, but... Okay, then you're going to hit me with light. Okay. Now you're going to hit me with dark. Let's switch to Orpheus Telos. And then heal up with some Soma.
Here we go.
Again, it's not the end of the world if we get hurt, as long as we don't die. If we die, then that's a big problem. Let's see. Die for me gets blocked. And then the dark move is also going to get blocked. Now we need to switch to Oni. No matter what we do, we have to switch to Oni. Right? Because Oni means that we won't get hit by any of this random stuff that we got hit by. And then probably a concentrate here. Probably worth doing charge as well, now that I think about it. Yeah, it might be worth fully buffing. So you hit us with a defense down. Tintarafu. That's confusion. Didn't even hit us this time, but that's, you know, whatever. Charge. Concentrate. That's fine. Then you're going to use, yeah, your Meiji Dolon. Cool. That is 700 damage. That's incredible. Yeah, that's the problem with that move, is that move can actually just kill you anyway. Although I guess we would want to debilitate it usually. Right. Am I I'm both, right? I'm both. Okay, then we're gonna hit you with a debilitate. Wonderful. That's an attack up, which isn't the end of the world for us. Brave Blade. Oh, that's physical. Okay, so once again, we have just lost one of our healing items, which means that this fight is effectively dead. I guess means I'll rush it until we die.
Your fate is in the past.
Yeah. That's fine.
Shuffling the deck.
Saw some things I've not seen before, actually, out of her, which is interesting. Yes. Oh, you know what I've realized? All I need to do is hit her. Wait, whoa, stop. There's a much easier way of doing what I'm doing here. Although this might kill us anyway. Okay. Much easier way of doing what I'm doing.
Could I scan on this enemy?
She's weak to many things. Like, she's weak to electricity. Alright. This will then instant kill us.
Your fate is in
I think, right? Oh, sorry. It would only instant kill us if it was the other way around. We're still going to die, though. It'd be if she was to hit us with something that we're immune to. So I would have had to have switched to something that had either pierce or wind, I guess. Right. We're not going to give up yet. That was only attempt number 2. It wasn't even that bad. Right, retry battle. Right. That's fine. So,
I think I can use it now.
I'm going to try starting with something different here. I'm going to start with you, Vorpal Blade. Ooh,
I make my
2.6.
elevator attendant, but
Sorry, I'm just working out what 2.6 is. That puts us at 17.4. That's incredible. Okay.
I know several effective ways to inflict pain. Don't worry, I'm not as fragile as I look. Try to kill me if you can. Persona.
Are we weak to fire? No. Okay, that's fine. Thought I'd double check. Right. Now we want to switch back to Oni, and we're back on doing this charge. We're going to try charge instead. The negative of this strategy is that our health will always be lower than if we use Morning Star, which is not ideal.
Your fate is in the past.
Okay. Afflicted with freeze, immediately freeze will disappear. Okay. Next, we're going to lower her stats. And then Thunder Rain comes in. Chance we get inflicted with shock, which would be fine if we did. It missed. Okay. God's Hand. Chance this just randomly crits anyway. Okay, cool. So that's fine. So your double stat. So let me just check. So your stats are kind of down now. Our stats are up. It's probably worth switching to Orpheus and using Morning Star anyway, I think, in this case. I did 800. So it's 16.8 is what we're at now, which we've been at that exact number before. Cool. Primal Force. Missed. Cool. Next, we want to... So you've just used that. You're going to switch to... So I actually think we're good to switch here, because you're going to use a light person next. So I can use Vorpal Blade here. 2.8. That's 14 on the dot. Okay. Now I want to spend my remaining time fully healing and fully... We're not dead, right? Yeah, fully healing and fully buffing. That's what we want to do next. We want to fully heal and fully buff before we go for, like, our final charge. So let's do this. Alice has no way of killing us, so we might as well keep our buff on for longer. Okay. Because Alice has no way of killing us. Because Die For Me gets cancelled every time. Followed by a dark move that shouldn't do more than like 80 damage. Right? How much does it do? 40 damage, yeah.
You're really beat up.
Okay.
Hurry, you've got to heal.
Now it's Nebrios's turn. So we've just used Heat Riser. We're going to switch to Oni. And we're going to lower your stats. Nebrios is not going to hit us with a damaging move. Yeah, you're just going to lower our defense. Followed by Tentarafu, which is Confusion. But that will immediately get removed. Okay, so that immediately gets removed. Next is Masakado. So on Masakado's turn, we want to go in here, and we want to go down to Soma, and we want to heal up. Cool. So that's fine.
Your fate is in the cards.
Then it's Concentrate. Followed by
Drop.
Meiji Ndolon.
Oh?
Which missed. Perfect.
What to
So,
do?
how are our stats looking? Our stats are fine. Our stats are about to wear off. Her stats are also about to wear off. How are they on the same turn? That's weird. Anyway, charge.
Your fate is in the cards.
Yeah, that's fine. And then you can use Inferno.
Shuffling the
Yeah. Not really a surprise to us here. It missed. Perfect. Then you're going to use Concentrate.
Oni?
Again, we're just buffing up as much as we can here, making sure we have everything available, because we know that when she goes below 13, she's going to hit us with big stuff. Ideally, I guess we want to start that on the turn after Masakado. Yeah. Diamond Dust is going to freeze us. Potentially, yeah. We immediately gets removed. Yeah. Cool.
I'll go with.
I'm now going to lower her stats before Thor's turn. Which is fine.
Your fate is in the cards.
You're lowering my attack, which doesn't matter that much, but is annoying.
Drop.
It's definitely, don't get me wrong, it's definitely annoying. But it's not the end of the world. Okay. I think I want to switch to Orpheus Telos here. And Heat Riser. Yeah. Heat Riser, I think, is the right move here. Raises our defense on this turn.
Your fate is in the cards.
You're raising your accuracy.
Shuffling the deck.
This is Wind, which isn't the end of the world. After this, it's Meta. So I'm going to switch to Syndrillon, and I'm going to hit you. Is this going to backfire? So this would lower her to... This shouldn't back... Well, let me just check something. Our attack, I think, is still up. So it shouldn't backfire. Yeah, our attack is up, so this shouldn't backfire. Do it. 2.6.
Magnificent. Your power is every bit as impressive as I'd hoped.
That puts her in 12,400.
But the curtain has just risen. Show me your best performance. Drop.
Lowers our defense, doesn't matter. This matters not one bit. Concentrate also doesn't matter, because her attack does 9, like all the 9s in terms of damage.
What to do?
We're now going to switch to Orpheus Telos, and we're going to use Morning Star. That puts down to 11.6.
I bring you Megadolon.
Megadolon shouldn't kill us because we should heal, right? Yes. Okay.
Shuffling the deck.
There's charge. Okay. Don't know what turn she's on. I'm using Oracle. Because we're full health, this should either give us a charge or it should give us a stat up. Let's see. Okay, give us a stat up. That's okay. Guess I'm going to switch to you and I'm going to use Vorpal Blade for the hopes that we get a crit on it. Block? Are you Thor? Oh no. Okay, I should have analyzed because it would have told us about the block. I think. Well, no, it wouldn't. Well, it might. Yeah. Okay. So she's Thor, huh? Didn't expect that. Which means that next turn she is... I think we're dead, by the way.
This one.
Yeah. I think we're dead. Because next turn... She should be Kukulane, and then I think she's going to instant kill us. I think. We'll see. Yeah, she's going to instant kill us. I think she's doing it this turn. Okay, must be next turn then.
I'll go with.
Well, I guess if I have to roll the dice, I'm going to use a Vorpal Blade. It's still blocked. Just make it all on. Okay, it's still instant kill us either way. Interesting.
Leader, say something, please.
So I messed up by hitting the block twice. If I hadn't hit those blocks, let's say we did another... Well, if we did 800 damage per attack, we would have killed her. Well, we wouldn't have killed her, we would have got her down to phase 3. Retry battle. Okay, we're learning. We're learning. Do 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 do.
What?
Okay,
Yuji, I think I can use it now.
hit him.
Oh no.
Okay, that did
I make my
1.3.
living as an elevator attendant, but
1.3 puts you down to 18.7. Okay.
I know several effective ways to inflict pain. Don't worry, I'm not as fragile.
Yes. Not fragile as she looks. You can hit me with fire. Flash attack.
What to do?
We then have to switch back to Oni, who is then going to use charge.
Oni?
Just to reset, basically.
Shuffling the deck.
Rakukaja raises defense, which is annoying. Like, lowering attack and raising defense are obviously our most annoying ones because they mess with our calculations. We recovered. We healed. We lowered stats. I need to use that multiple times to get the desired result, but that's okay.
Your fate is in the palm.
Thunder Rain. Inflicted with shock. God's Hand. That's fine. Shock disappears. We might be okay if I use this. Well, I think we're going to be okay either way. Our stats aren't wearing off yet. Let's lower her stats again. That's fine.
Fate is in the palm.
That's a raised accuracy, which means that she's using wind instead. Yeah. I don't know what causes her to use wind. It's a much preferred outcome because it's garbage, essentially.
I'll go with.
So next turn she's going to be meta, so we want to be Cindrillon, and we can use Vorpal Blade. Okay, that did about 20,000. Wow. Not 20,000, 2,000. So that's 16.7. That's perfectly acceptable. Now it's going to be Alice. For Alice, I'm going to try Oni Charge. Yeah, Oni Charge. Our stats are about to wear off, but that's okay. I think we're okay here to then heal. I just want to test numbers, basically. Are we okay at 2-3? Or at 230? I'm just saying the first two numbers of things. That's okay. Yeah, we're perfectly alright there. Okay. So we need a stat boost. There might be an item that's like full heal and stat boost. Now, how would I ever find that item in this huge list? I basically have to know what I'm looking for. Is there a full heal and stat boost? No. Wait, maybe. No. Okay. Right, let's go back up here then, and let's use a Soma. Cool. Okay. Nebrios is then lowering our defense, which doesn't matter. And then hitting us with confusion, which also does not matter, because it will disappear next turn. Cool. Hit you with the stat down.
Your fate is in the palm.
You're hitting me with the concentrate.
Shuffling the deck.
That hit?
Oh my.
No, it missed. Okay, good.
What to do?
So now, are we stat upped? No, we need to, in theory, take this turn to stat up. There we go. This will make us resistant to fire. Well, or physical, whatever you want to hit us with. We're resistant to it.
I'll go with.
We then want to switch back to Oni, who's going to lower her stats again.
Shuffling the deck.
I don't know if I've got a concentrate or a charge I need to do this turn. We'll see. If we don't have either, we raise our own stats. Okay, that's fine. Do I need to concentrate or charge? I need to lower her stats. I don't need to concentrate or charge. I need all stats to be changed though, so let's lower hers again.
Shuffling the deck.
Thunder Rain, that's fine. Inflicted with shock.
Your fate.
Again, being hit by that every single time. Hey, it can crit. Okay,
Enjoy my special
that's fine.
service.
Shouldn't matter. So her stats are now all messed up. Then we go back to Orpheus Telos and use Heat Riser on us.
Shuffling the deck.
You're raising your your agility, which puts you up to a neutral, and then using wind. Maybe she uses that if her accuracy stat is lowered. She must use that if her accuracy stat is lowered. That's interesting. Her attack and defense are on different turns. Must be because the last time it was changed was on a different turn. Yeah, like she must have raised it or something on a different turn. Okay, this one should be meta, so I want to go to you and Vorpal Blade, right? Also, just while I remember, I should do this because I think it does update throughout the fight anyway, so it will stop me from accidentally hitting her when she's immune.
Oh no.
1.8. 1.8. Okay, so that puts you down to 49, I think. 14,900.
Draw.
Okay, that's an odd number. You're gonna do Alice this turn.
I'll go with.
Actually, I should switch to you anyway. Stat-wise, our stats are about to wear off. Hers are not completely. Let's Heat Riser us. There we go.
Shuffling.
Die for me, yeah. Gets blocked. 14.9 is interesting because we don't want to do like a full damage move on her, but we want to do like a little bit of a damage move on her. We're probably like 14.8 realistically because I'm underestimating most of these. Next turn is Nebrios, so we have to switch to Oni. I will lower her stats again. Okay,
Shuffling the deck.
that lowers our defense.
Draw.
Followed by Confusion, which doesn't matter. Because I'm on Oni. Wonderful. So now we recover from the status ailment. So now you're going to use Masakado.
Not that. Let's see.
We only have that up. Okay, so this turn is Soma. What we need before we do our next set of attacks is we need a charge, probably. Though maybe charge is optional.
Shuffling
Oh.
the deck.
Yeah. I would like to have it available though before I do my final one. If we just go stats and attack. Please just miss. It makes my life a lot easier if that misses, because then I can just be straight into doing whatever I want to do, like lowering her stats. There we go. Although maybe I should have Heat Rise at that turn. It's not the end of the world. I can use an item. Attack up is fine for her. Brave Blade is fine. That's okay. So then I want to switch back to Oni and use Charge. Well, the reason I don't think I want to use Charge, just so I can try and give my full thought here, is if I use Charge, I'm going to do too much damage, which will put us in an odd spot. So I think I want to do... Yeah, I think I want to do an Empowering Sutra. And then I want to hit on the turn after this one. So I want to use... Well, the turn after this one, maybe. Yeah. Okay. That's fine. So, how are my stats looking? They're just raised, right? Yeah.
What to do?
Let's lower her stats again. So this will re-up this. Okay. Thunder Rain, going for this shock. Which hit, obviously. In God's Hand. Okay, then she's going to hit us again. I'm going to heal this turn, no matter what happens. But... oh, must touch my mouse. But... Oh, also, it doesn't look like this analyze stays through. Okay, that's interesting. Maybe I have to analyze each part of the fight. Might as well scan anyway, so he gives us some idea. Yeah, so this is Coquelin coming up next.
I'm ready.
Yeah, I want to heal anyway. Although our stats are about to fall off, so... No, I don't want to heal. I want to use... I'm gonna just hope that we survive. I want to switch to Orpheus Telos. Then I want to use a stat up, so I want to use an Empowering Sutra. Okay, where's Empowering Sutra? Empowering Sutra. There we go.
Here we go.
So that means that next turn I'll be in a position to hit her. Yeah, so he's using a physical move, with her having stats down, which is interesting, so that's that theory gone. Don't crit. That's perfectly acceptable. A non-crit thing is perfectly acceptable there. Vorpal Blade. This will be fine. We're hoping for her to be put down to 13-2, basically, or something like that. Did 800. That wasn't what I was hoping for. That was actually a little less. Okay. Or sorry, 800. So, okay. Working out where I am here. That was Masakado. I'm going to switch to Orpheus Telos. I'm going to use Morning Star. This is going to do 800, putting her to 13-3. Did 1100. No, that's terrible.
Your power is every bit as impressive as I'd hoped.
Yeah, that put her down to, well, I guess it must be 12-9.
But the curtain has just risen. Show me your best performance.
Okay. Lowering my defense, again, doesn't matter.
Shuffling the deck.
Okay. I'm going to use Vorpal Blade. Actually, I'm going to use Oracle.
Hear my prayers.
Let's see what I got.
Let me help you.
Charge. Okay. I asked and I received Vorpal Blade. 900. Was resisted, but so down to 1200. Or sorry, 12,000. We live.
Your fate is in the
I don't know whose turn is next. It should be Cert. Let's analyze.
Stand on this enemy?
Whose turn is it?
Okay. Here's
Oh, she
my
blocks
plan.
everything.
What to do?
Oh, in which case, Orpheus, Telos, Morningstar.
Oh
11,200. I think I just want to spam Morningstar at this point,
Your fate is in the palm.
unfortunately. Morningstar. That needed 255. Oh no. She's now at 10
Shuffling the deck.
0 9 5 or something like that. Good theurgy here. The only problem with theurgy is I'd have to build it up again. Is there any theurgy that's going to be good? Yeah, that's the only one that would be good. Scarlet Havoc. There's a chance this one crits, which is why it might be good. Do it. This might be a terrible choice, but I think we've lost this run either way. Oh, I did that. Oh, so that puts us at 10-6. Yeah, we're not doing enough damage. Okay, I've done some soul searching and some more searching of the internet for strategies, and I have come upon the secret that we've been missing. Or at least it seems like the secret. I've tested it a little bit, and it seems to work. So, what were we missing? We're missing using theurgies. We should be using theurgies a lot more, because theurgies actually do even more damage than you would expect. So, if we use theurgies, we can basically skip a phase or a couple of phases, which would be ideal. It also means that a failed attempt turns from like a half an hour endeavor to a 5-minute endeavor, which I much prefer. So that's what we're gonna do. We're sticking with mostly the same other stuff, but the main difference is that we now have an attack that can do a maximum of 9,500 damage, which is huge. I also stuck on a few more Endurers just in case we need it on some extra personas, but in theory, if this works, we will only need the single Endurer. So we'll see how that works. Because we're not going to do phase 2, if this works.
Who is?
Right, so we'll skip the dialogue. So what are we doing first? Well, very first, I'm going to hit her with a stat down. This, I think, is very important to do first. Actually, I'm going to switch to Orpheus to do that. I'm going to hit her with a stat down. The reason to do this first is this gives us the ability to hit that 9,000 max hit, which is what we want to do. Then we're going to hit her with a Morningstar. Then we're going to attempt to do the damage. If we don't do the damage, it's not necessarily the end of the road, as long as she doesn't end up between 10,000 and 13,000 health, because that activates phase 2. We can always keep trying it. I believe the one that doesn't do like 9,000 damage does like 4,000 damage, which means that basically all we'd have to do is rebuild up our theurgy bar and do it again. But it's much better if we can do it at the start of combat, because if we can do it at the start of combat, we can do it before we're, you know, in the mess. So, let's try this.
I make my living.
Yes,
I know.
yes.
Don't worry.
That's fine.
Persona.
So she uses Inferno, which doesn't matter at all to us. Does nothing.
Oh my.
And then we dodged her slash attack. Wonderful.
Go with.
Now we're going to use Morningstar, which is already concentrated up. So this should do like 1.2. Yeah, perfect. So that now means that if we hit her with our big attack and it works, she suddenly drops to exactly the health we need. So let's see if this works. Also, can we dodge this? No, we're actually inflicted with freeze. Worst case scenario. But on the positive side, if we're gonna fail like immediately here. Okay, I'm back. I only lost a turn. Hopefully we're still buffed. We should still be buffed, right? critical rate reverted is a bit unfortunate because we do need the critical rate. Essentially, what we're doing is we're using Cindrillon's slash boost stuff, right? So because Cindrillon has such high slash boost, right? So it's 25 plus 50 plus 75 plus an extra 15% from this, plus the fact that you have a really high critical rate. What this means is if you then use the Scarlet Havoc Theurgy, you then have all that crit and all those buffs apply to this, which does a lot of damage. So if we crit here, we're in a very good spot. We immediately get to phase 3, which at the very least is further than we got with my previous strategy. So, okay, so that did 2.4. I should have done more. Were we not charged up? Huh, that's interesting. Why did that not do as much damage as it should? Now I'm like, what buff did I not have on? Did I miss a defense, or did I miss an HP down? Oh, she didn't have defense down on. Oh, well, that was probably the buff I missed. Okay. In which case, we're still not over, so what have we done? We've done 1.2 plus 2.5, which is 3.7, which means that she is currently at 1... I don't know why this is difficult. 16300. Okay. So if we did a 6,000 hit, we would be able to kill her. Well, not kill her, but move her into the next phase. We are already heat risered up. We want to lower her stats. What did she just use? I'm so focused on my own strategy, I completely forgot who she's playing as. Okay, so she just used Kukulane. So she's moving into light turn. Okay, that's good. So I'm gonna hit her with a debilitate, because I think that's correct. Unless we're all oh no, this is fine. Yeah, not an issue. Then a light move, again not an issue. Now I did also take off my Shoes of Bane. I took them off for one that allows us to dodge more, because in theory we shouldn't be having as many turns of die for me as I had in my previous strategy. Do I need to Heat Riser? I do need to Heat Riser. Okay. So let's Heat Riser now. Die for me. Okay, just don't hit. Or, like, don't insta-kill me. Yeah, okay, it didn't hit. That's good. And then there's a dark move, which I don't care about. Right. That's fine. So that's all okay. I need to charge, right? Yeah, need to charge. We'll do that. Rakunda lowers our defense, which isn't the end of the world. Then she's going to do some kind of status effect on us, which again isn't the end of the world. That's fine. Next one doesn't matter because it's an almighty attack. My attack is raised. I don't have the Theurgy ready yet. I could Oracle. I think Oracle can trigger our Theurgy, right? Or at least I think I did it in testing. We're charged up. There we go. There's our Theurgy. Right. Here. Theurgy. Scarlet Havoc. Let's go. So, how much is this hitting for? 9999. Perfect. Doesn't matter what her health is right now.
Marvelous.
Just as a note. Her health is, like, below 5,000 right now. Doesn't matter at all. You'll figure it out in a second why it doesn't matter. But new dialogue.
The performance is underway. I shall give you something to remember. Shuffling the deck.
Okay, so she immediately uses Heat Riser to raise her stats up 1. Then does a full heal. Now, this phase is different. What she'll do in this phase is she'll use 2 personas at once. So she's going to do like Cert, Jack Frost to start, Thor, Kukulane, so on and so forth. That's basically what she's going to do in this phase. And now in this phase, our goal is to get her, again, below 10,000, but we don't care if she's in that 13,000 range. So effectively, we're doing exactly what we were just doing. I also think she doesn't use die for me in this phase, but it might just be that in my test she didn't use it, because there's attacks she just doesn't use sometimes. It's kind of a little bit random. We're going to switch back to Orpheus Telos, because that resists everything, and we're going to hit her with a reduced stats, because we might as well get back to a point where we're happy with things. Inferno, and it should be Inferno followed by Diamond Dust. And this is why I changed the shoes to not have the Shoes of Bane, because these shoes have a lot better dodge. So we should be able to dodge a lot more of these random attacks, which definitely helps a lot. Right, I'm now going to lower her stats again, because there's no reason not to lower her stats again. That means if she now raises her stats, she only raises them to the first level. Tarunda lowering our stats is annoying, but not the end of the world, because we don't actually want to attack anything right now. She's then going to switch to, so she just used Cuchulainn. She's going to switch to Meta and Alice. That's okay. Do I want to Heat Riser? No, I'm already concentrated. I think I want to stay on Orpheus Telos, and I want to use an item that gives us charge. I think that's a more sensible plan from what I was just thinking about there. Where are we? An item that raises charge. I don't care about stat debuffs. Physical, there we go. Charged Herb. Wonderful. So now we get hit with a light move, which gets resisted. And instead of die for me, we should just have the normal dark move, which is a lot more reasonable to deal with, right? That's something that we're happy to get hit by. Doesn't cause us any issues at all. Right, I'm now going to switch to Oni, and I'm going to use Debilitate. The reason I'm going to do that is because this should be the Nebrios plus something else turn, which, yes, will apply some kind of debuff to us, which obviously we don't want to happen. That's fine. So this happened to be Nebrios Thor, which isn't always the case, but in this case it was. Now we have our Theurgy. We're going to switch back to Sindrilon. Now in this case, by the way, we don't want to drop her below 10,000 health until we have a Theurgy ready. So we're happy to do this now. Let me just double check our stats. Actually, we could do with a buff. So I'm actually going to switch to Orpheus Telos and buff ourselves. But we're happy to do this now because we're under no threat of knocking her below 10,000. But we would very much like to be in a situation where we have a full Theurgy so that we could use Armageddon the moment that we can. So, let's see how this goes. So we're resisted here. Perfect. So, her stats are all down. Our stats are all up. We have a charge physical ready, which is perfect. That's exactly what we want. We're now going to switch over to Sindrilon. We're then going to do this, and we're going to Scarlet Havoc. Max this can do, I think, is all the 9s. So it did 3-4. So it didn't crit. Okay. So that puts her at... So what was that? 3-4. Yeah. Okay. So that puts her roughly 6,550. Or yeah, it puts her roughly at 6,500. Okay. So with that in mind, she's roughly at that. We can't really afford to do it again because it could cause us issues. So now I think I want to do Morning Star to her. Yeah, I think I want a Morning Star, unfortunately. It's okay. There is also, by the way, another instant kill that will happen. If we hit 50 turns, it instant kills us. But I'm hoping that won't happen. Basically. So it's 15,700. Also, hopefully we get another Oracle at some point. Okay, I should pay attention to what turn we're on. So that was light, which means that next one is Nebrios. So I want to be on Oni, I think. And I want to lower Elizabeth's stats. Is that right? Oh no, we're on Cert? Wait.
Fate is in the past.
We're on Cert Jack Frost? Did we just have Nebrios?
What to do?
I don't think so. Wait, did I not just lower her? Oh, but she just raised them. Okay. Lower her stats again, I guess? That's fine. That lowers our stats.
Your fate is in the past.
The other thing is I could use a different theurgy to do damage, I guess. Right, I don't want to charge anymore. I do want to concentrate. Let's concentrate.
Shuffling the deck.
We now have more of that. That's fine.
Draw.
There's Dart. So that means next turn it's Nebrios. Okay.
What to do?
Her stats are all lowered. Okay, let's just make sure they stay lowered and then we can hit her next turn.
Shuffling
I don't know how many turns we've done. It feels like it's a million, but it's obviously less than 50 or we'd be one shot.
in the past.
Right. We're now going to switch back to Orpheus Telos and use Morning Star again. Yeah. This is going to drop her to 14 something. That didn't do as much as I thought it would. We must be attacked down still. It's 15,200.
Shuffling the deck.
Okay. That's fine. Get shocked. We could risk a Scarlet Havoc. That's the other thing.
Your fate is in the past.
There's always the choice of risking it and just seeing. Oh, die for me activated, therefore we're in a very bad spot. So that actually changes our calculation. That now means that when we drop her below 10,000, we need to be on a persona who has, who has Endure, like this one or this one. Okay. That's annoying. It's definitely annoying. What have you got? Yeah, so you're weak to wind. So I can use you after that. What about you? You're weak to light, so I can use you after that, although your ability isn't that good. You can be used, yeah, as long as it's not pierce. So you could be used whenever, as long as it's not after. Yeah, after Cert you could be used. I don't really want to use yours. Captain Kidd, I think, is our best one. Okay. Captain Kidd.
What to do?
So, concentrate. Back to this.
Your fate is in the
Sukukaja raises agility. Secunda lowers agility. So that's going to make it harder for us to hit.
I'll go with.
Again, we could risk it. I could just charge up and not be fully buffed. That's the other thing we could do here. We could just do a non-fully buffed version, which would do some damage.
shuffling the deck.
We'd have to recharge up, but that'd be okay. The homunculus sacrificed itself?
Draw.
Yeah, that's fine. Homunculus sacrificing is fine. The problem is when our... Okay, we're fine. The problem is that... Brain's broken for a second. I'll lower her stats now that she's got no stat ups. Yeah, the problem is our Enduring Soul being used first. Or Enduring Soul equivalent being used first.
Draw.
So you're at 5,200. I think if I Scarlet Havoc, we'll do 3,500 damage or something like that, if we crit. Which should be fine. Either that or we're screwed.
Alright.
Let's try it. I'm willing to risk it, because I want to try and move the turns forward a little bit. 7,000, that's too much.
Your fate.
Yeah, we're about to get instant killed. That was way too much.
And now, I give you the grand finale. I bring you Megidora.
Uh-huh. Ow. And we're dead, because we have no Endure.
Huh?
Okay.
Later. Say
That wasn't so bad. I mean, on the positive side, that was like 15 minutes. So it's not the end of the world. That one was... I'm quite happy to do a 15-minute fight again. It was just when I die at like 40 minutes in and we haven't even got to phase 3, I'm like, something's obviously not right here. Right. So, we're going to start by lowering her stats, which should be fine. Lower her stats, switch character, big hit.
I know. Don't worry.
That's what we're going
Your
for.
fate is in the cards.
So, fire doesn't matter in the slightest.
Oh my.
Neither of those matter.
I'll go with.
So,
Let's see.
her stats are down, our stats are up. Perfect. We switch over to you. We use Scarlet Havoc. We hope we crit. So we're back at 20,000 again. So that did 5,000. So she's now at 14 something. 14.9 basically. Yeah. Okay, 14.9. We now need to charge up again. Yeah, I'm frozen, which means I'll be frozen for next turn as well. Unfortunately, this means I could get crit by Thor, but if we get crit by Thor, we, you know, whatever, who cares? Basically.
Shuffling the deck.
Okay, we're not frozen for this, so that should be fine.
Oh my.
Wonderful. Cool. Crit rate reverted.
I'll go with.
So now we want to switch back to Oni, charge, and we do this all over again. So you're now going to charge up, and you're going to hit me with Cuchulainn. That's fine. I don't think this will kill, but it could come close. Didn't even hit. Perfect.
What to do.
Right. So we're charged up.
Who's next?
Our stats are up for at least one more turn. Her stats are not down. So I want to be Orpheus Telos, and I want to debilitate on this turn, which is fine. And then I want to crit next turn. Well, actually, it doesn't matter if I crit. I want to do 5,000 damage next turn. Let's put it that way. Okay, don't care about accuracy down. Accuracy down doesn't affect anything. Oh, I also want to have access to my Theurgy next turn. Do I have access to it yet? No. Okay, in which case I need to Oracle. So I can get access to my Theurgy.
I'll protect you all.
What are you going to give me? Should be an all stat up, right? Yeah. Okay. Which means that my all stats are now carried on for another turn. We can now switch to Cendrillon and Scarlet Havoc. Let's see how much damage we do. If we do more than 5,000, we're good. Perfect. We're good.
Marvelous. You wield such power.
Phase 3.
The
That's what we're looking for. So Heat Riser, full heal.
draw.
Wonderful.
What to do.
So now we want to switch back to actually probably Orpheus Telos and start lowering stats. So she's now lowered down.
Shuffling the deck.
I think she was actually on neutral there, so this should be minus 1 for all of her like stuff. They should be down. Don't freeze me. Thank you. It didn't even hit. Okay, so now she's minus. We're actually on a plus because of Oracle, although that's about to wear off. We're going to be hit by Shock. I'm going to Heat Riser. Yeah, I'm going to Heat Riser us this turn, because this should lower their chance to hit us. They might... Yeah.
Shuffling the deck.
I was going to say they might try and hit us with a debuff, but the other thing they could do is just hit us for no damage.
Your fate is
Okay,
in
that's a
the cards.
buff, but it's a buff that doesn't matter because we're not going to miss. Right.
What to do. Never mind.
So we're now buffed up. She's now about to fall down. Like, her stuff is going to fall down.
See.
So we want to reapply this to re-lower her stats. Then we want to charge on the next turn. This is fine. I need to switch to Oni next turn.
Shuffling the deck.
Don't you dare instant kill me. Ah, it's so annoying. Okay, That means that we're in a situation where we have to switch to something that has Endure to do the final hit, which is fine. It's just annoying. Right, you're going to switch to Oni. That's all stats down for her. Our stats are not up right now, but I think, our stats are up except for agility, which is fine. We now want to use charge. Yeah. Okay. That's charm, which doesn't matter. And it didn't hit. And then we're going to be hit by God's hand, which we might not even be hit by. We were. Okay, it doesn't matter though. Okay. Now, our stats are up. Her stats are down. We have a charge available. We switch to Cindrillon. And we hit a Scarlet Havoc. And we do, hopefully, max damage. Oh, 4.5 again. That's so annoying. So we're in the same situation we're in last time. So we're at like 15,500. Yeah. Okay, so we do have other theurgies that can do damage. I think Trickster is okay. I think Trickster is fine to use. Yeah, I mean, King and I would be good if I haven't had somebody who had ice buffs, but I don't, so it's not. Yeah, I think we want to use Trickster. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. So your stats are about to fall off. My stats are about to fall off. Let's go Orpheus Telos and make sure your stats stay down. Okay, die for me again. Now it's going to start hitting the homunculuses, which is absolutely fine. Which is what we'd wanted to hit in the first place. It missed, which is obviously typical. Then we get hit by fire. Okay. Our buffs now fallen off. We now want to Heat Riser us. We're not going to crit again, so we could actually go this turn, I guess. I think I do want to switch character. Yeah, I want to switch. I don't have a Theurgy ready. I'm a turn too early. I don't actually have any Theurgies. Concentrate's already on. I don't want a Morning Star. I might as well give us the... There's no point in having a crit buff, because it's not going to do anything. I was just thinking of what I wanted to do here. It's kind of a weird turn. I guess I want to lower her stats again. Yeah, it's a weird turn, because we don't have anything to do. I think that we're going to get a Theurgy this turn. Either that or we use Heat Riser. Let's see. Okay, we got our Theurgy, so now we're going to switch to Satinel. As long as you don't use Die for me, we should be fine here. And then I'm going to use Trickster. Let's see how much damage this does, because we're at 5,500 right now. Sorry, we're at 15,500. Now we're at... that was 15,500. That did... Okay, so we're at... like... yeah. We're like 3,300 now. Yeah, that's annoying. Again, it's kind of just an annoying amount. Alright, let's do this whole thing again. So now we're going to switch back to Orpheus Telos. Her stats are down. My stats need to go up. We may hit the turn limit on this one. Ideally, we just want the crit that takes us down to 999, wait for our Theurgy, and then knock her... Or like, the crit that puts her to 10,001 health, right? And then we just hit her once. And then we're done. But, anyway. Her stats are not going down. My stats are fully up. Let's concentrate.
This is bad. I guess I missed a Nebrio's turn. Although I haven't really swapped in a while, so my own fault. Luckily, we're just dodging. Makoto's confused. He decided to give out money. That's fine.
Your fate is in the palm.
Diamond dust. That's okay, hopefully. Yeah, not the end of the world. We just need the random, like, don't be confused thing to trigger. We are luckily just dodging everything. Okay, our buffs are off. Come on. We're gonna heal for 100. Technically not useless. Her buffs are off. This is gonna hit a homunculus if it hits, which is fine. That's what we wanted it to do in the first place. And then Inferno. Right. Okay, so now we're gonna Heat Riser. No, now we're going to lower her stats because she raises her stats quite often. Wait, next turn Nebrios? Or is it this turn Nebrios? It's next turn, right? Yeah, next turn Nebrios. That's fine. On the positive side, it gave us a lot of turns to build up our Theurgy. Your stats are down. I now want to use the one that raises ours, which is empowering, where are we? Empowering something. Empowering Sutra.
Here we go.
Okay. Die for me. It can hit homunculuses as much as it wants to. Yeah, that's fine.
Your fate is in the palm.
And then, yeah, okay, I was worried that was her instinct killing us, but that's the standard one. Like, that's the one that it does. Nebrios is next turn. How are stats looking? Okay, we're gonna have to reapply one of these, which is fine. But I'm sure Nebrios should be this turn, which is why I'm not doing anything else. Nebrios isn't this turn. Okay, we reset the turn order. It's Thor Ku next. Okay, it's Thor Ku next. Alright, well, now we're going to switch to Satinel and not that one. Trickster. So this should do the exact same damage because it's magic, so this should hopefully be fine. Yeah.
Your fate is in the palm.
Wait, is this the end? Oh, I counted damage wrong.
Now, I give you the grand finale.
I was thinking that you would be pretty much like 300 health. I must have missed the end bits.
I bring you Mega
And then we get instant killed. Yeah, because Satinel doesn't have it. Okay, you know what we could do? You know what we could do?
Later, say something.
Obviously, critting would be good. Don't get me wrong, critting would be good, but there is something else that we can do here. We can give something to Satinel. If our plan is Satinel, then we can give Enduring Soul to Satinel. Right, let's load this up. And let's do this. So, now what we're going to do is we're going to load up this. Items, skill cards. We're looking for Enduring Soul, Satinel, and then I'm going to take away this one. Because this one does nothing. Actually, I could take away Mudo Boost. It does literally nothing for us. There we go. Enduring Soul. Wonderful. That should be fine. And then we can go. Okay. Teleporter. Back to 255. Let's go. So, we have what we need for this next fight then. And we know pretty much that, like, there is a best case scenario. There's a scenario where we finish this in, like, 5 turns. Right? You go in there, debilitate, crit, hit once. That moves her down into... Well, actually, I wonder if... Yeah, debilitate, hit once. That moves her down into... I'm just double checking my head, actually. No, it's Go in there, debilitate, hit, Scarlet Havoc. That's a crit. That then lowers her to below 10,000. You then, after you lower her to below 10,000, she heals up. You then Scarlet Havoc crit again, lowers her back down to 10,001. You then hit her with someone who's got Endure, moves on to the next turn, and then you Theurgy her. Yeah. Although it's not going to be 5 turns, because actually it's 5 turns, ignoring the fact that you have to spend some turns building up your Theurgies. Right. So Orpheus Telos, debilitate.
I make my living. I know.
That's fine.
Don't worry.
Right.
Your fate is in the
Inferno.
Prepare yourself.
Morning Star here. We're just using Morning Star as a nice, easy ability to use. Means that anything that is above 9,000 is going to knock her into the next phase. Diamond Dust hopefully doesn't freeze us. If it does, that's a bad scenario. It totally hit us. Okay, well.
Your fate is in the
You then lowered our attack. Okay, worst case scenario, and then didn't unfreeze us. Super worst case. Oh, there we go. It's a pretty bad case scenario because now I have to use Heat Riser to raise our attack up. Then I need to lower her stats again. Then I can try it. Okay.
Your fate is in the cards.
No, okay. I was wondering whether I could stick on Oni and then hit her with something on Oni. The reason I can't hit her with anything on Oni, like a normal attack, is because if I do that, I will lose charge, which we need. So yeah, that won't work. It has to be a magic attack. Okay. That's fine.
Shuffling the deck.
Yeah, not a problem. I actually find Phase 3 a lot easier than Phase 1, weirdly. Phase 1 has all these rules in it. Phase 3 is just like... It's very easy to actually play the game. Yeah. Phase 1's rules are just more annoying. Because you have to be like, oh, I don't want to knock her below this much.
Oh no.
That's perfect.
Marvelous. You wield such power. The performance is underway. I shall give you something to remember.
Phase 3. Cool. That's what we like to see.
Your fate is in the cards.
So, now we do the rebuild. So that's... switch back to Orpheus Telos. Yeah. I'm gonna lower... I'm gonna raise our attack. Sorry, I'm gonna raise our stats, yeah. The reason I'm gonna raise our stats is because her agility should wear off in 2 turns, I think. Which is fine. I think we can cope with that, and we can just buff up in the meantime. As in we can... Don't freeze me. Okay. We can do other buffs in the meantime, I should say. Alright, switch to Oni. And then... Charge buff. I shouldn't need to concentrate buff unless the charge buff fails. As in, I shouldn't need to do it unless we don't get the Scarlet Havoc crit. It's annoying, but we probably would have had to have applied Heat Riser again anyway.
What to do?
Okay. Let's lower... sorry, let's reapply Heat Riser. So our attack is now back up. Hopefully Die For Me misses. Or actually, hopefully they just don't use Die For Me. So I don't think they seem to use the light attack followed by the dark attack. Like, yeah, the basic ones on the first one. Seems like turn 1 of Phase 3 is pretty much consistent. The rest of it's completely messed up. But turn 1 is fairly consistent. Right, now I want to lower her... Now I want to switch to Oni and lower her stats, because she's going to have Nebrios, right? It's going to be Nebrios Thor or something like that. Oh, it's Nebrios. Is it Thor? Yes, Nebrios Thor. Well, at least it's consistent. Okay, so her stats are down, our stats are up. That's fantastic news. We now switch to you and Scarlet Havoc. Please crit. It did! Wonderful. Okay, so she is now at 10,700. Or 10,670. It doesn't matter. As long as I do my 800 Morningstar attack, we're set. Yeah. Okay. Do I have that available? That's the next question. Do I have my 800 Morningstar attack available? No. Okay, well. Switch back to Orpheus Telos. Lower her stats, because they're about to wear off. And it will lower her defense back down. Dark attack instead of die for me. Perfect. Nebrios should be soon. Yes, sir. Okay, I don't know what order we're in now then.
What to do?
Concentrate. Yeah. Oh, I need to have my theurgy ready, or we are screwed as well. Secunda. Nebrios is either this one or the next one. I think Nebrios is this one. Her stats are down.
Let's see.
Slightly. My stats are up. Give me...
Not that.
Give me an Oracle. Wait. Her defense is down.
I'll go with who's next.
I have attack up.
What to
Right?
do? Never mind.
I think my actual attack is up, on top of having magic attack up. If it's not, it will only do 400 damage. Yeah, give me an Oracle.
Hear my prayers.
Ideally, just an all stat up would be great here. Perfect. Oh, we're not there yet. I'm still gonna hit her with Morningstar. Yeah. Because this will give us a theurgy no matter what next turn anyway. Because we're close enough. Yes. Wonderful. We have our theurgy ready. I think we're actually going to beat the boss.
And now, I give you the grand finale. I bring you
Okay.
Megidora.
So we should just endure this. If I understand it correctly. Which I do. Her health didn't change. So now, all I need to do is Armageddon. Oh. Well, that was about 3 months worth of prep and about 3 hours worth of boss fight just today, and we have now beaten her. Fantastic. Well, I say 3 months worth of prep. Obviously, that's like 2 months and a half of grinding, then half a month of I need to find a different solution. But she is dead.
I believed I could find my answer by challenging someone stronger than me. Alas, I was mistaken. I have received no such revelation as to who I am, not even in defeat. No, perhaps I was too hasty. Perhaps I've already found my answer. Only I can understand who I am, and only I can decide who I am. Now, I believe congratulations are in order. You have overcome the most difficult obstacle I've placed in your path. You shall receive your reward in the same manner as always. And please accept this as well.
Oh, what have we got?
It is no reward. but a token of my gratitude.
Platinum bookmark.
Well then, good day.
And that's it. So what does the platinum bookmark do? Platinum bookmark. Proof of having defeated Elizabeth. Wonderful. Well, with that, I'm going to end the episode there. Thank you very much for watching. What does this mean for the Persona 3 series? Well, what it means is that tomorrow we're going to be back with the restarted series, and we're going to carry on from where we left off, except that we aren't going to go fight Elizabeth, and our save file will be back to normal. So, that's what we're going to do. Thank you very much for watching, and apologies to anyone who's been waiting quite a while for this video. Thanks for watching, see you next time, goodbye.